Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. My name is Becc. I'm a spiritual unfoldment guide and psychic channel. Welcome back to my channel. This video is about the year 2021, kind of like an energy update and some guidance and wisdom from spirit about what's going to be happening and what will help us move through that. So as usual, I have notes to the side that I will be looking at. So when I tuned in to 2021 with the guidance of spirit, I came to the temple of my heart and I asked, what do we need to know? And spirit said to me that this year there is a predominant theme of freedom and coming home to the essence of our spirit, the essence of who we are, who we truly are. The more that the outside circumstance tries to pull us away from our center and our truth, the more we are called home to who we truly are. There is a great light, an intense light that is bathing the planet, and this light will cause you to purify, and it will cause you to, in that purification, either go crazy, lose your grip on who you truly are, lose your essence, or regain your essence. So it is also about freedom, as I said, and it's going to look like, and it really is about no longer giving away our permission, no longer giving away permission or our power. That is the reason that we have found ourselves in this predicament. We have done that. We have all done that in some way at some point in our lives. This is a collective reality. And part of becoming free is to realize that this has occurred, and through that realization, return to our power by taking back the permission and saying no, and saying yes to what you do want. So it is about restoring our divine right to be who we truly are and seeing the sanctity of who we truly are. This could only happen because we were not seeing the sanctity. We were not treating this essence that we are with respect and honor. And so we gave it away. We gave freedoms away, this particular energy of freedom. And to restore that, we need to take responsibility and make the changes that we would like to see. The sort of overall, I'm getting a vision here of like planet Earth and these energies coming, and even like this energetic battle that's seemingly happening. What we can do, what it does, is it gives us the choice to value our divine right to be who we truly are, to value it once more. We have been living in an era, eons of forgetting, and this is about remembering and placing value on that remembrance. This is an opportunity to choose that we are sacred and cherished and divine, and to regain that as our lived experience, embodying that. That is freedom. When you decide that you are this golden, beautiful being, of course you will not allow yourself to be imprisoned. Of course you will be free of limitation, or you will set about freeing yourself of limitations. So also, this is about allowing ourselves to create a home. Our true home is with Mother Earth. So also about our relationship to Mother Earth. We've been pulled away from what is not us, and by the pull of our heart and the call of our collective spirit for the highest order to return, we will return to the essence of not only us, but of our Earth and our planet as well. By disconnecting, we lost our way. Mother Earth, even just through having a conscious energetic relationship with her, an awareness of her importance, she, even unconsciously, teaches us to treat ourselves with respect. She shows us the way. She is the way. Nature is the way. And we have lost the way. And it is her body that shows us how to respect ours. It is her voice that shows me how to listen to mine. and ourselves. And at this point, I wrote that I was getting a vision of Earth, and I could hear and feel this great rumbling, deep Earth mother song. It was and is the Earth song, and we were remembering the song of Earth. And I wrote, So this experience that we are in of, as you can see, if you look out into particularly Western society at the moment, the freedoms and the COVID situation, it's been all about that. And what Spirit was sharing with me is that this whole situation is necessary to go up, and they're showing me again another vision of going up step by step back into who we truly are. You have to face what is undealt with, and these experiences give us the opportunity in order to be aware that we have not been free to be our essence. We had to be put in a situation where we really lived freedoms being taken away. That is the purpose of this law of attraction mirror reality. It shows you what you are unaware of, and it causes you to face and to ideally transmute and transform into the highest alchemy of that experience. So yeah, and I was working with, there's a collective consciousness called the Great White Brotherhood, who have particularly come about at this time, particularly since the Christmas star. That was an energetic portal that was very important, and sent waves and waves of light and made it more available. And these are beings who have come to me, and I've been working very closely with, who are very concerned with, their focus is about freedom for humanity, awakening into our freedom. So of course they were helping me with this. And one of the beings there is a beautiful he has an essence of being a Native American chief person, and he speaks in these beautiful metaphors and about nature. So I just want to tell you that. So, he was saying to me, this is necessary to create order, this experience. The order of the seas, the order of the north, east, south, west, returning to that. The cycles of spring, and I was getting more visions. We are needing to actually restore these structures that are experienced in a physical manifestation of seasons and direction, wind direction. But it's also almost an energetic structure or imprint, a blueprint that is a part of everything. Humans as individuals, we have seasons in ourselves. Everything we create has cycles and seasons. Everything that is has cycles or seasons. And we have basically become out of our natural cycle. We as a collective disconnected from our natural cycles inside. And so these are rhythms that we're supposed to attune to help us direct and create our life. Winter causes us to go within and become introspective because there's a planetary darkness, or more of a darkness, that comes around. It is speaking to us and telling us. And so this being was saying that we have lost our way in terms of those structures, those cycles being in our collective consciousness. They have also, we've been so out of alignment. Like I just see this vision of the cycles going here, and it's calling us to attune to it, and we're just like walking over here like la la la, just like ignoring it. And so of course we have lost our way. So we are rebuilding these, is what he was saying though. In this process, we are restoring these ways. The more that we are pulled out of alignment by the external circumstance, the more that if we choose to, we feel the pull of, wow, that doesn't feel good, that's out of alignment, and we feel pulled back into our natural alignments. That is the purpose of pain or difficult circumstance, to act as a messenger. So that's the purpose here, helping our collective come back into a collective alignment. And this being was saying that we need to trust in ourselves to begin to build and create what's necessary for a sustainable future. Continuing to call in the light remembrance This will lead into the new Earth society. And here I got another beautiful vision of the new Earth, which I've seen before, and the energy is just pure and white, but very filled with nurturing because Mother Earth is able to bloom. It's beautiful. This is like a new dawn. And I have to tell you about this vision, which was, I saw a vision of a beautiful sea horizon and a white crane flowing over across this horizon, across the sea, and it was a dawn. And the feeling that I was getting, and that I get now when I talk about it, was like a planet reborn, like how it feels when planets first begin. Almost like a Jurassic feeling, but very spiritual. And it was so still and quiet. There was so much stillness and quiet in this place, in this vision of our new Earth. The Earth is in her most natural, harmonious state. She makes a beautiful crystalline sound. And this crane was just flying gently and beautifully in so much peace and beauty. And it's like it's silent and naked and raw and beautiful, and the silence was touchable. This is our new Earth, and if we continue to remember through this year, continuing to remember what we want to create, hold the vision, and remember who we truly are, and take care of our planet, we are building the new Earth society right now. And it will be akin to this vision. So let's see. Spirit was saying that we need to let the wisdom of our old life carry us into the new. We are being asked to let go of who we think we are. And that is what spiritual ascension or awakening really is. It's constantly letting go of identity. Until you almost, there's a saying, until you become nobody. And we are all just these essences that bloom and shine and create a personality or a persona, ideally only around that. But our trauma and our conditioning makes it so we create a false self. And that's why when we are rebirthing, we feel like we are losing something. But we are truly returning to who we truly are. And so it's important this year to remember, and as the coming years as well, that what you lose, you are losing because it is not a part of your essence. And what you gain is the return of your essence. The changes that happen. Don't be afraid. Let the wisdom of your old life, what you have learned, carry you into your newest, highest life, even if there is that spaciousness of the unknown. In who I am, who I think I am dissolves, so I might become who I truly am. This is all available to us if we use these circumstances as what they are meant for, that higher alchemy. As long as we listen to the call of our heart and our spirit and keep coming back to spirit rather than fear, rather than mind that wants to control or understand to control. Just keep using the light that is here, and we will set ourselves free through this experience and build a new society. When you really believe that, it's almost like you're happy about the situations. The thing about the circumstance we find ourselves in with things like that are unfreeing, anti-freedom, like censorship and things like that, is that these things have been going on. It's just that we were not aware until now. This has always been happening. It is just coming into the light. Nothing has changed other than the light has come in and we have become aware. It's important to remember that it helps, I don't know, for me, it helps me stay steady and balanced, that these crazy things are happening, but these crazy things were always happening. We had always given our permission away to terms and agreement on social media. They're not that different than how they were. We have always given our power away to corrupt governments. And this is our chance to change that. This is a chance to change that. Yes, so the guides were continuing to say that to move through these challenging experiences, they were saying that we need to remember that everybody makes a unique sound. Your unique way of moving through is akin to your, and in rhythm with your heart sound, your spirit sound, and it's a different song than mine. It is a different song, and so every individual must listen to the call and the song of their heart and heed that guidance. Do those steps and don't compare. Everybody is at a different place. Everybody is in a different journey of their spiritual awakening into freedom. And it's important that we listen to our heart truth. The guides are saying that the dawn brings in a new sound that will match the sound of your heart. And as we align to the heart truth, we carry the earth to the higher realms too. What we do really affects the earth. Who we are, who our body is, what we are embodying is the earth's body. We are like partners. We are like dancing partners. And what she does affects us, and what we do affects her. She reflects us. What she can become in the midst of this palpable light, this extraplanetary energy that is hitting her, is affected by us. So that's something to be mindful of, and keep taking responsibility for your spiritual path, not just for yourself to awaken, but because what you do affects the whole. How much freedom is inside of you is contributing to how much freedom Gaia has. How much nurturing you are giving yourself contributes to how much that she has and can be. We can no longer live separately from our earth. We are all affected by the one light, the God Force. So this is more on how to move through the circumstance, and the guides were saying that your heart is the only sound that you must listen to. It is your compass. It is your center for truth. We must stop seeking outside sources. We must listen to outside sources in terms of spiritual teachers or spiritual beings with gratitude, but also filtering in through our heart what is in alignment and what is necessary for us as an individual. The guides were saying that your heart is everything. It's your translator. It's everything. And the more you go into the heart chakra, the more you're letting go of fear. And it's really important to know that, like, that when you flow into the heart chakra, or in this case, you're going towards freedom and you're using your heart, it is not always easy. When you go inside, you are pulling up layers of debris that need to be transmuted for you to get to the next expression and embodiment of your light and your heart. And you must be willing to arrive to that and understand that these waves of fear are just here to be felt, seen, and released. We don't even have to understand them. It is only that we must accept something in order to let it go. And we cannot let our fear control us. So the guides are saying that as you do this awakening deeper into the heart, your light will start to vibrate at a much faster rate. And this accelerates everything. Your thoughts, your manifestations, your experiences here. So knowing your own note and your own song is very important. And really keeping in mind that the more you ascend, the greater sort of influence you will have, because you are vibrating at a higher rate. The faster your manifestations will come, things of this nature. The guides were saying that it is helpful to listen to the sound of the breath, attuning to the sound of this soul, which is your connection to your life force energy, the breath, to find a center. And this is your future. Going into the heart, going into the breath, it is your future. This is your future. And they were speaking about choices, allowing our choices to be made through the sound of our heart, not the sound of fear. If you keep choosing and following your guides and your heart and your spirits and your intuition's guidance, you will be set free. That is what this year is for. It is something we can use to our advantage. And again, they were saying, make sure you don't compare to where other people might be. We are all on a different path and a different sort of piece of our journey. Yeah, and they were saying that at this time it's about accepting that the orientation of your star, your light, will look different on every person. So many situations, and I just am adding this from a human perspective, where so many situations where I thought in my life that something was going wrong, or in someone else's life I judged as going wrong or not okay, or that's a bad person. It turned out that that was the perfect thing that needed to happen for me to get to where I needed to go. And my guides have really been talking to me about not judging other people's path for where they are, because wherever you are, wherever someone is always an exact match to where you are vibrationally and on your spiritual journey. To say that you shouldn't be where you are is to bring yourself out of alignment because now things are not matching correctly. The expectation that things will not match correctly and that certain things shouldn't be is incorrect. And this is part of becoming wise humans and really integrating the higher perspective. That although we may not prefer, we may not like the way that somebody is acting, we may think it should be different, there is a truth that it should not be different. It is right for what is everything that is exactly happening on this planet and in that moment and in that space of vibrational energy that is expressing itself. You cannot judge someone else's path or natural unfoldment. It is always actually perfect. And a lot of people don't like to hear this, and we don't like to hear this when we talk about, when someone is being violent or very bad situations. But I'll use the example of the censorship and limitations, COVID, etc. that's happening on our planet. It is a manipulation. It is not okay. At the same time, how would we become free and how would we create our new society without having that awareness? It is true that we don't need suffering to move into higher vibrational levels of light. But for us on a collective level and for where humanity is right now, obviously it took this for us to begin to create new society, to create new social media platforms, etc. And that's just the reality and something to accept about where we are collectively and what our consciousness is doing collectively. So it's important as we move through this that we accept where everybody is. And so the guides were speaking about and moving towards talking about unity. What they are saying and what I am saying is that in order to arrive to unity, we need to accept our individuality. And the guides were saying, I thought it was a little bit funny, they said, when beings come together, they do not smash together. And there was just a vision of like this, and I thought that was weird. But yes, when beings come together, they do not just smash them together to try to create sameness. Okay, that's not what unity is. They arrive in a perfect harmony with the understanding that each individual piece is playing an important and useful and needed part of the overall symphony. Otherwise, that piece would not have been written. It would not have been written by the God Force, and the God Force wrote everybody. The God Force wrote everybody. And so if we want to arrive to unity, the guides were saying that the bridge to unity is set out in the path before you, the path we are on, taking each step with care and gratitude for one another, and this will set you free. And together with a light like this, all else dissolves. And I had this vision of humanity, our collective, as one big light, and we were just this beautiful light song, and all fear, all war, all trepidation, all difficulty was just absent. These act as like lines of division between this kind of golden or white light that we are as a collective consciousness. And they dissolve. I see this vision of them just dissolving and all becoming one through acceptance. It is so important for us to realize that you cannot transmute, you cannot do anything if you have not accepted what is. A feeling, another person, a situation. It cannot change without the light, this light song that is acceptance. And when you arrive there, there is nothing you must do. All else dissolves in the light song, the love song of acceptance. This is the essence of peace. So here we come to the part where I asked you guys on Facebook, some of you, what you wanted to know particularly. I commented on some of it just right there, but I've addressed a couple of things that were in alignment with what Spirit wanted us to talk about, or was fine to talk about. So this was just a bit more general still about the world situation and how to deal with it in 2021 from Marie. So hi Marie, and thank you. And the guides, they said, they answered you, becoming acceptance, acceptance of others, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of this pressurization of our experience. And they were saying when you use your heart to orientate and choose these changes, to move through these changes, you will find the influx of light can be used to your advantage rather than making you fall more asleep. That is what we are seeing, really. This is happening because there is giant light coming, and people are either kind of going crazy with it and disconnecting because of that pressure to face what is not light and purify it, or they can go higher. This is the process of ascension, and it's always been the process of ascension. We are just in a particularly rapid awakening of it. So the guys are saying to let peace become you. Let the waves of the world, this outside situation, be like a wind that casts you to and fro, and yet you remain steady inside. Steady in your essence. Being centered and aligned daily will help you to move through. It's so important right now for us to find and hold and daily practice, super practice, being balanced, being centered, being grounded. You need a place to come home to. You need somewhere to be inside of you that is peaceful always. And that place can be, and is always, the heart. So because the guides were saying we need to have a primary position of balance, and noticing when you fall to the wayside and then bringing yourself back to center. They were saying that if you create this habit, you teach yourself to accommodate for other other energies or changes as needed. Whatever you may need to release will just be released, and what changes need to be made will arrive to you in due time in the perfect course. If you keep coming home, you are just going to be balanced and able to arrive to the perfect thing for you. They were saying that the most influential thing in this world circumstances and things that are happening this year, I was going to say next year, right? It's 2021, isn't it? Is the most influential thing is distraction. And I think we've talked about that before, guys, but distraction, being pulled away from the light to use it to your advantage, being pulled away from your heart to become out of balance, especially due to the nature of the fears, this sort of, really strong themes of freedom. So the fear is imprisonment, censorship. So the fear is like liberty. These are really something we really value. So it's a really strong, difficult circumstance. But the guides are saying you have to understand that you don't need to be swayed by or have your decisions made by your fear or anyone else's fear. You can only allow them, and you should only allow them, to just be heard, felt, and released into the ocean of love that is natural to you when you have a centering position in your heart. Okay? It's almost like the guides would not rather, sometimes they would rather not go into the details about, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen, because what they notice, and I notice from people, is the energy behind the question is like, tell me what to do so I can be safe. Okay? And things, when you are creating something or I'm teaching something, the energy that it is built upon is the energy that you will get back, law of attraction. So what I'm saying is, in these questions, a lot of the time people just want to know the answer so they can temporarily feel less afraid. And getting that information creates a kind of like soothing, like, oh, I know what's going to happen, so I'm going to, basically I'm going to control harder. And the guides would rather us tap into our power and realize that you don't even need to know. You are so powerful that you don't even need to know or have your control, like your mind that wants to control the situation by knowing it and understanding it, to wrap around it and kind of control you. You are so powerful that if you just follow your own guidance system and you keep coming back to your heart, this is the most powerful, useful information. And so that's why sometimes guides, and even me, the more I teach, the more kind of spiritual ethics I feel, and I get why our guides act like this. They will just kind of just give what is important for us to know. Because if I tell you like, oh, there's going to be a big war, da 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 da, not, I'm saying that's not happening, I don't know either. A lot of people, they'll be like temporarily feeling okay, and like, okay, I can make a plan, da da da. But most people will just kind of go into a controlling, fear-based mode. And with the connection to your heart and your intuition and all these other useful things, you will already be okay if there is a crazy situation like that. You will have the answers coming to you. And so I'm not saying that guides never go into detail or anything, but I wanted to just honor that that's a really big, it's an ethical thing, because they honor our free will and they can see the position of where we are, and they can see that sometimes what we ask for is what we want, but it's not what we need. And they will always they love you so much, they will always give you what you need. So what we need to know is that we can create a center in our heart, and this will be freeing, this will be empowering more than anything else. And part of the distraction is getting wrapped up in the details of circumstances at the moment. Oh, look, the president's doing this. Oh, they blocked Trump on da 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 da. It's putting on a show for you to be distracted from the truth of what's actually available to you, the light. The people that are getting through this the best, I sense, is the people who are basically ignoring that and just continuously building up their spiritual practice. Because we have to remember as well that there is a huge energetic level to this. This outside circumstances, yes, you can go in and take action, but if your energy is not in alignment with positive action, it's almost like it cancels it out. It will have a temporary effect, but if we do not heal what is here, if we do not learn to trust our heart, like the guys are saying, how will we navigate the next time? We'll just keep wanting more information, and we will get distracted. And these abusive people who are running this play for us, this show for us, gosh, they know that this is how it works. And so we have to be on the ball, and we have to be like, okay, I'm gonna just raise my energy. This makes us more powerful. It makes you not a match to those experiences. This is the truth of our power. This is what power really is. It's not to have all the answers and to be fully prepared for things. It's to be so centered in spirit that it doesn't matter what happens. If you are so centered in spirit that you know that you have the power to be anything you need to be, or to vibrate at anything you need to vibrate at, this is true freedom. This is true freedom. And that's what's so important for the beings I was talking about, the Great White Brotherhood, who are here now, who represent the ray of light known as the first ray, or the ray of will. And they're concerned with freedom, truth, and divine will. Your divine right to be who you truly are is to navigate these circumstances with love and with your heart more than anything else. That's where you're powerful. They want you to think. They want you to think that you have to mentally get everything and you have to do all these different things. They don't want you to know about your power. But when we use our energy perspective and our intuition, we see it and we go, oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna vibrate harder. I'm gonna vibrate faster. Like, yeah, that's the way through this. Okay, so because the next question was about finances. Someone was asking about cryptocurrency and different things like that, and I just kind of sensed into the whole sort of theme of finances. And the guys were saying that in regards to our personal power, it's really important that we trust in our power to create for ourselves what we need. And money has its uses, but the disadvantage has been that we feel like we need this other thing to be able to create XYZ. And you actually do not need money to create food or like resources, whatever you want. You're a powerful being. You can just manifest stuff. Like, that's the reality. And so they were saying that regarding finances in 2021, please trust in yourself that you have the power to create what you need with or without any kind of monetary something. And they were saying, like, if you need money, it will appear. And I had a vision of like a piece of cash like appearing in someone's hand. If it is an abundance of resources like plants and foods, it will appear. Rather than seeking to control what you cannot control, the manipulation and fear tactics, especially around our financial system, release the fear and arrive to a place of trust that what you seek and all that you seek will be in alignment and available for you. This dependency on the financial structure, the dependency on a piece of paper or numbers on a screen, has changed the way, this is what they were saying, has changed the way that we view our perception of the manifestation of our consciousness and our power. We don't need one thing to create another thing. You don't need XYZ to create XYZ. It's really changed our relationship with our power in that sense. And yeah, we feel like we need it and we don't. But regarding a bit more detail, they were saying for everyone, it'll be different and unique for you. For some people, they are fully ready to go into more of a bartering system. For other people, it might look like just kind of, that's a bit more gradual and moving to smaller, like I think they call them credit unions or local banks and things like that, or doing a bit of all of the above. Remember that it's important for you to tune into, what do I want, what do I feel called to, what do I resonate with, and what is doable for me right now. But there is a call to make those changes. Don't let your fear trap you into like, just do the changes. Even if you're afraid, hold the hand of the part of you that is afraid. We really have to build a new society, and part of our freedom is freeing ourselves from the current structures. So the guys were just talking about the bartering system, and they were saying that this system works because all are affected if the other suffers. And they gave this example of if the shoemaker does not sustain his end, then the farmer who needs shoes to work to provide the leather that the shoemaker uses cannot work. And then the shoemaker cannot be fed because he can't go like buy foods, and the farmer can't farm. So the shoemaker is motivated to keep a healthy exchange going. The farmer is motivated to keep feeding the shoemaker. There is a healthy symbiosis in these lifestyles, a dependency that is not dependency, but rather stems from each person's self-responsibility that in turn also comes with community responsibility and vice versa. You see how if you have community responsibility, self-responsibility in this bartering example. It's I think that's where we're headed. And I think anything you can do to make those changes happen for you now would be really, really helpful. You're setting yourself free. Yeah, they were just saying that it's unique and individual. It can be a gradual process. Yeah, they were also saying to free yourself of debt and free yourself of dependency on government supports where and if you can. Align to communities, Mother Nature, and people who have a shared vision of what a free and sustainable community society is like, including the financial aspect. If we do all these different pieces, you're going to move through this year a lot easier, and the coming years. And we're just building new earth, and why shouldn't we, regardless? Yeah. And so then we were just closing with an awareness or a reminder that the more we try to make the situation or any energetic changes, the more we try to make it about the outside circumstances, the more we will stay in a feeling of lost and powerlessness and confused. It is all about our energy. It is about connecting to our natural essence, the light that's here continuously to call you again and again home. This is the path of freedom, is to come into your essence of who you truly are. It is one of the beings is telling me to let go of your current circumstances, see it as brand new. Let go of the past, forgive yourself, and arrive as brand new. Come into your heart and your center every day as brand new, and a reminder that you are home inside always. And we were writing that the brightest candle of light is the light of true acceptance and peace. It always is. It's only from this place that we can make changes that cause freedom. We will always find that the light of acceptance dissolves fear into love. Changes happen when there is a purity, a spaciousness, our essence driving the change. When we do things from fear or control, that is the vibration we are putting forth. That is the ingredients for what we are creating. It's what ingredients do you want this life to be? When we pull away or run away from what is, no matter how difficult, we only ever find ourselves exactly where we are. You, on a human level, I would add, you temporarily feel that you have moved and made changes, but these things repeat and things recur. And it is always temporary. It is not the outside circumstance that has imprisoned us. It's not even those outside people. We are the ones that said yes to certain things. We are the ones that have looked the other way. We are the ones who have pulled away from our essence and let our mind or fear guide us. We have all built this society together. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, how does this work if I am born into this society? And it doesn't change. There is always opportunity to look towards the light. And this is a big learning curve for humanity. To regain our freedom, we have to regain our personal will, our divine, the role of will, in order to actually use that. We have to take responsibility for everything that we have vibrated at and that we are consequently experiencing. And responsibility is the instant that you become aware and you make the change. It's what are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? What do you want? What are you focused upon? How can we bring that change about? What helps us make freedom is not an illusion of control or even the ideas of focusing on the way that we've been imprisoned. It is about simply setting yourself free. Setting yourself free. this year, we will arrive to ourselves with the eyes of truth. We will look at things through our heart and through a truth lens. The heart is objective. The heart, when accessed accurately, is connected to non-physical higher perception and sees the current perception through that lens of wisdom and purity. It just sees. So I think that we are coming into seeing more of that corruption, seeing more things really coming into a sense of what has happened, what is going on. I want to tell you guys, this whole situation really reminds me of when I had to escape from my abusive situation that I was in long ago. And when anybody has to escape from an abusive relationship, it is mirroring that entirely. There's a reason that the so-called abused wife does not leave the violent husband right away, because they are dependent on them. They've become dependent on them, and they somehow got themselves in that position, and now they have to unweave themselves. And usually that's why they stay for a longer time, and it's not this dramatic running away or fleeing, because you've become dependent on it, and the abuser knows that. They know that, and they use that. So it's about coming back into your power and your alignment, coming into your center, understanding that this is the path to freedom. It is the only path to freedom. Your essence, your divine right to be who you truly